who hasn't been in a position where they have been responsible for the actual how that department has performed in terms of a strict profit or loss will find it very difficult to understand the requirements of an early stage business. You need to understand what the criteria are for success, and all these other characteristics go with them. So these are the sort of qualities that an investor would be looking for, and that would be an investor, whether it's a bank, an angel, a venture capitalist, or whatever it is. These are the sort of criteria that they would be looking for, and particularly previous track record in terms of profit and loss. And then we come on to whether the resource needs of the opportunity shorten the odds on success. In other words, what do you have that other people don't have, which are going to make it easier for you to build that business rather than other people? And that could be intellectual property, which you're probably going to need to protect. It could be facilities. If you're going to start a retail business, one of the most difficult things when you're starting a retail business is actually to find the property. And we may come on to talk more about that. But the facilities, the equipment, all these things will help you to build the business faster. And the other thing which maybe you need, the other resource which you may need, is money. And it's very popular in this country now to use other people's money to start a business. And I'm a great believer that it's the last thing that you should do rather than the first thing that you should do. That raising money from other people should be something you do as a last resort. Because there are many ways in which you can be extremely frugal in assembling, in raising money. One of my favorite investments that I have made over the last 15 years is in a company which I hope you'll be very familiar with, called Cobra Beer. Has anybody here heard the great Lord Bilimoria give a talk? No? Lord Bilimoria, Karen Bilimoria as he was when I met him, is the entrepreneur behind Cobra Beer. Fantastic speaker. If you ever get a chance to hear him speak, you'll understand what entrepreneurial talent is all about. But he is a case study at Cranfield Business School on how not to raise money from equity shareholders and all the things that you can do. But when you're starting, what is the best way to raise money without having to go to third parties?
Grants?
I'm sorry?
Grants?
Grants. Well, grants is quite a good way, but there are many businesses that aren't able to access grants. There are many businesses which find it very time-consuming, and there are often catches in getting grants. An easier way of getting money into the business. It's very obvious. It's not a trick question.
Saving for it?
Saving for it. In other words, putting your own money into a business. Well, you may have that money. A lot of people don't. I'm trying to get at slightly more creative ways of getting money into a business. And the best way to get money into a business is actually to make some sales. And people tend to forget this. They tend to spend a long time writing a business plan or creating a prototype. But actually going out and making some sales and getting revenue from customers is the easiest way to get money into a business. And if your customers really like what you're demonstrating to, if they really like what you're trying to do, then very often they will pay you ahead of time. And these ways of getting money are much better for the business than all the other ways that we know of your own money, of friends, family, and fools, of the bank's money, of angels' money. There's all sorts of other money out there, which I can talk about if you want me to. But actually, being frugal with the resources and bootstrapping your business in order to get it started seems to me to be the way to get going.